So hi, today we'll be discussing why a job seeker requires to undergo a mindset reset. So many people approach me why like say they want a job, but they don't want any change in their existing mindset. Why do they require a job? There are many reasons, right? One of that they have just left their job. The second is they are not happy with their job, and the third is there are personal issues around the job, the existing job. So in all these three cases, there is something beyond the workplace issues, right? So these are some of the aspects why which is indirectly affecting their workplace, their own career. They need some kind of counseling, right? They have to rethink about the way they are thinking right now. Don't you think so? If so, you can just say yes, right? And if you are live right now, then please write hashtag live. And if you are watching a replay, then please write hashtag replay. Uh, so, this is Sangeeta again, leadership growth mentor who teaches leadership growth using resourceful influencing, which is a very unusual type of skill that you have. All of us use, but they don't recognize it, right? That is what I teach. That is what I tell you to rediscover yourself. So here I will outline 10 reasons why a job seeker, a fresh job seeker who is looking for some change in life, anybody, not only a job seeker, whoever is seeking a change in life, they need a mindset reset, because there will be many things which are connected to your mindset. The first reason why, because you are into lot of self criticism, right? uh, uh, yeah, so there are a lot of self criticism that you undergo. You criticize yourself. So what you can do is, suppose you are bad at time management, what you can say that you are bad at I'm bad at management. Instead of saying that 100 times to you, you will actually become, that is a self affirmation, right? That is a negative self affirmation that you are bad at time management. So nobody is bad at something forever. So what instead you can write is, how can I manage my time well? You can write this sentence, this affirmation, and it is called eternal phrase. So instead of self criticism, self questioning, write an eternal phrase which is a question, right? Which is a question to overcome your negativity. That is point number 1. Point number 2 is, are you imagining things? There are a lot of people who imagine things, because of that, what happens is people around them actually perceive this imagination of theirs, and they take advantage. For example, one person today told me that he listened to so many people, right? He trusted somebody so much that he resigned from his job. Can you believe this? Would you be able to do this? No, na. But there are people who trust so much somebody that they actually let go of their jobs right now, which is the main earning source of their lives. So instead, what you can do is, you have to ask yourself, even though it looks like really true and the other person is not telling anything wrong, he might be a very good well wisher for you, but you have to ask a question: is this really true? It could so happen that the other person also is under a misconception. he is also has some kind of wrong impression about something, and accordingly he is trying to advise you. So while he is wrong, he will make you wrong. So always ask a question, is this really true? Just because he is a trusted person, he is a person from a very respectable background, it doesn't mean that he will always be correct, because for your circumstance you are responsible, not anybody else. So ask a question always, is it really true? Incidentally, the same person is right now, he is still seeking a job, and he was telling me that these people, this there are a lot of bribery going on around this job market. I asked him, how do you know? So he told me that somebody told him. He also saw some examples. All that might be true. But if people are completely dependent upon bribery, then they will be in a problem, because anybody can question them, anybody can put a case against them. So it cannot be 100% bribery. So I asked him to not to listen to somebody, but he is still very convinced that whatever information he has is completely true. See, if that is how he goes about searching a job, then he will never get a job, because he will find something or other questionable at the place where he is approaching for a job. So please don't blindly believe anybody. Ask for a question, right, whether it is true and how it is so true. Ask yourself. The third thing is, what happens was past. Something bad has happened with you, right? Something bad has happened. I agree. You also agree. I am also agreeing to you. But that has happened already. It is gone. It is a thing of past. Don't worry about it anymore. Let go. The past experience cannot be your future. Don't hold your past as the reason of your failure in future. Whatever has happened was part of your learning. It cannot be a truth which will hold back your future. So please be certain, whatever has happened, let it go. Third thing. The fourth is, take action. Sometimes the reasons will be so convincing, so overwhelmingly convincing for you not to take action, that you'll be surprised by this. You will not take action, but start taking action. For example, this person who is saying that the entire thing is rooted around bribery, this person will not take action. He will not send his resume, he will not approach anybody, he will not write a letter, he will not try to find out what is happening, if he is totally convinced about this bribery thing. So he has to take action. He has to formulate the CV according to the requirement of the job. He has to do a proper cover letter, and he has to send it, right? That is taking action. Take action. Your belief, your blind beliefs will be shattered. You will be surprised by that. Always take action. Action is like nothing else will succeed. Only action, right? That's the fourth thing. Fifth, expect obstacles. Don't think it will be a smooth sailing anywhere in life. Life is full of struggles and problems. Why problems are there given in a life? Because we have to grow. We have to outgrow those problems and get ahead. Without overcoming a problem, how can you be a master? Every master was a disaster sometime back. So be sure about obstacles and be prepared for every obstacle. Obstacles are there in the form of obstacles. Every opportunity comes. So you have to recognize the opportunities in those obstacles. So be very clear about your obstacles and expect obstacles. Be prepared for that, right? Sixth, how do you show yourself at interview? If you are fully engrossed in your negativity, you know that nothing good will happen to you, you know that nothing is going to work, then are you going to say the same thing at interview? No, right? You have to tell what all good things you have achieved and what all good things has happened with you in the past. That means no carry forward of anything negative about the past, but you have to take ahead everything that was good. So for that to happen, you have to think through about all the good things that has happened and how it has contributed in your growth, right? So that is what you have to do. The seventh thing is, do you have a vision? You know, sometimes what happens, the job profile doesn't match your experience, but you have a vision which like say, uh, which includes whatever is there in the job profile already. So how you will include that? If you have a vision around that, because you have applied, because you are fascinated about the job profile, right? So what part of you is fascinated because you hold that vision about doing something around that kind of job profile someday in future, right? So if that is so, then all you have to do is have a vision. Everything cannot be true already. Something, some part of you is yet to be true. A bigger vision, a bigger goal is not true as yet. It will become true in future. So hold that vision and talk about it. So unless you have a mindset reset about how to do a vision, you will not be able to do that. This is the seventh thing. The eighth thing is how to execute. Do you have an execution plan? Of course, there are, like say, my mission is to train 1 lakh people in 139 countries with a $1 billion enterprise. You know, it is a huge vision, huge one. 1 billion people, impacting 1 billion people. You know how many people those are? 100 crores, about the same size as India's population. So, if we have to impact that, it is a huge vision, and it doesn't have to happen right now, but it will happen in future. How? You know, right now I have an execution plan of, like say, impacting 37 crore people. How? By building their house. Which house? Affordable housing. That is where I am associated. If you have seen my Facebook post today, I am invited to a energy convention about reducing carbon footprint. So the more development happens, the more carbon it gets generated, CO2, right? How to then reduce it? That is what I am going to speak, right? That is my topic. So if I can take development with carbon reduction, nothing like it. That is a vision. That is a vision I have. So I'm relevant for the future of this world, this universe, right? So if you have that vision and you know how to execute, have some plan. You know, everything will not happen according to your plan, but there will something come up to make your dream true. You know, something will come up which will make your dream true. Wait for that. Unless you work on your plan, which is a plan, rough plan, like I am doing a podcast, right? A podcast which has reached about 17 or 18 countries. Today only Oman was included into it. You know, it is just a podcast. By podcast, I mean this video that I am doing, I'll just upload into a platform where it will be converted into a podcast and it will go into the global audience. That is how I am reaching out to so many people. If my podcast has already reached 17 countries in just 6 months' time, then over 1 year of time, my podcast will reach so many other countries as well. So Even if I have not yet reached 139 countries, I have virtually reached 17 countries already. Right? So have that execution plan in mind, something. If you help yourself, God will help you. Right? And then the ninth one is conviction versus perception. You have something convinced, very convinced about something, a wrong thing. Most of us, 80% of time, are convinced about something which is not true or partly true. So that perception you need to question. As I told earlier also, there has to be, there has to be a questioning mind always. See, people are not 100% bad or not 100% good either. So if you have seen their bad side, then you cannot ignore their good side. But because of that bad side experience, you are thinking that that person is that only. No, because you are not 100% good or not 100% bad, the other person also is the same. So if that person is a meaningful person because he is around you, right, you are not letting go him, so that means that person has a role to play in your life. So what good always holding him in a bad image, bad impression? Change your perception. You will be very convinced about that person's badness, but that person is also good 50%, which you don't know. So challenge that perception of yours. Perception is the worst enemy of you, right? Blocking your success. Mind that. Your own conviction is blocking your success most of the time. Challenge it. The 10th and the final thing is, where do you really fit in? The job seekers that come in to me seeking for jobs, I ask them, where do you think you will be fitting in? Most of them say, I want managerial role. Why? Because I'll be contributing. But where would you contribute? Right now, where are you? Some many people say that right now they are in a managerial position. But if you are already in a managerial position, then why are you seeking another job? Ask those questions to yourself. Where will you fit in? Unless the subject attracts you, you will be not a fit anywhere. Which subject actually attracts you? Get into that subject, that company, and you will see your growth happening from nowhere to the topmost job. I challenge that. Would you prove me wrong? You cannot. So these are the 10 things why a job seeker requires a mindset reset. And if you are convinced with this that you require a mindset reset, please approach me while you are seeking a job, so that it is a 15 days course and you will get the mindset reset aspect done in you, so that you will be ready for another job in a much more capable way, and you will project yourself as the more potential candidate. So the description of how to reach to me is the link is given in the description box. Please watch out for that. And see you in my class or in my webinar. However you want to reach me out, I am available. Please click the link in the description box to reach me out. Thank you.